officials and politicians in every swing state systematically weakened every measure to combat election fraud. They ensured that there were no identity checks, no signature checks. I want to check a signature, please. I'm sorry, we don't let you do that. No eligibility checks, no nothing. Every single one of you know that if these ballots are properly audited, if the signatures and envelopes were examined, if the envelopes were correlated to the votes, because you'll find there are far more ballots than there are envelopes. All you have to do is count them up. How many ballots do you have? How many envelopes do you have? And if the voter rolls are studied, in other words, studied to check the signature, Ms. Smith, oh, it's a totally different signature from 2 years ago, from 6 years ago, from 10 years ago. What's that all about? We will find that hundreds of thousands of ballots were illegally cast in your state and all over the country, by the way. More than enough to give us a total historic victory. This is our country that they are and you know this and you see it, but they're trying to take it from us through rigging, fraud, deception, and deceit. That's what we saw in the election. That's what's going on, and it's happening right now in our country. And we will do something about it, and we're going to do something about it quickly. And we're going to be watching on January 5th. We're going to be watching every element of what they do, this fraud that they've perpetrated in our country. We're going to be watching it more closely than any election has ever been watched. Hopefully our legislatures and the United States Supreme Court will step forward and save our country. I used to say, without borders, we don't have a country. I can say also, without an honest voting system, without an electoral process that works and that's honest and fair, we don't have a country either. We need to check every single signature in the presidential and senatorial elections. And right now, we have to get out to vote for David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler to show the radical left that we will never surrender. We will only win. We're going to win. We always win. Somehow we find a way to win. Now is not the time to retreat. Now is the time to fight harder than ever before. So don't listen to my friends. Just go out. Just go out. And you know what they're saying? They're saying, we want you to fix the system. We're going to fix the system. But the system will be fixed when these people get in. They'll get in and we'll fix the system. Because we're all victims. Everybody here, all these thousands of people here tonight, they're all victims, every one of you. The next great victory for our movement begins right here on January 5th, and then we are going to win back the White House. We're going to win it back. And we're going to take back the House in 2022. And then in 2024, and hopefully I won't have to be a candidate, we're going to win back the White House again. A friend of mine said, oh, don't worry about it, sir. You're way up in the polls. You'll win in 2024. I said, I don't want to wait till 2024. I want to go back 3 weeks. We're thrilled to be joined tonight by some real friends of all of ours, Representatives Doug Collins, who's fantastic. And by the way, I got to tell you, as you know, he and Kelly had a great primary, a very strong primary. They both did fantastically well, and he is on board, and he is one of the greatest advocates I've ever met in Washington. I want to thank Doug Collins. Where's Doug? Thank you, Doug. What a job he does. Thank you. Doug, you want to run for governor in 2 years, buddy? Be a good-looking governor. A friend of mine, one of the toughest guys you'll ever see, Louis Gohmert of Texas. Louis. Thank you, Louis. Thank you, Louis. And a young up-and-comer who's taken Washington by storm, Dan Crenshaw. Where's Dan? Where's Dan? Where's Dan? I didn't see you, Dan. It's the first time that's ever happened to me, huh? because you do stand out in many ways. Thank you very much, Dan. The next senator from Tennessee just got elected. Did my endorsement help? Better believe it. We love Tennessee. Bill Hagerty. He's going to be a great senator. He's going to be a great senator for a long time. Your former 8-year governor, he only left because of a thing called term limits. If I would have known, I would have tried to end those term limits. But he went to the Department of Agriculture as his head. He's done a tremendous job. And, you know, we've handed out $28 billion to farmers, $28 billion. I said, how badly have we been targeted by China? And Sonny Perdue said, over a 2-year period, sir, $28 billion. That's when I put the tariffs on China, took the money, and gave it out to the farmers. And we had a lot of money left over, and we put that into the U.S. Treasury, right, Sonny? And you've done a fantastic job. He knows more about farms than any human being. State representative, a friend of mine, a great gentleman. He saw what was happening. He happens to be a Democrat, but we love him. I'm trying to talk him into joining our party. Vernon Jones. Thank you, Vernon. What a great guy. Agriculture Commissioner Gary Black. Gary, good job you're doing. Boy, what a good reputation. Thank you very much, Gary. Your Public Service Commissioners, Tricia Pridemore, Jason Shawn, a great man, great man, who's also on the ballot next month. Bubba McDonald, I like that name. Where's Bubba? Tricia? Great job. Great job. It's great. Thanks a lot, Bubba. And I introduce you to Burt Jones. Burt's going to be a very important man, I think, over the next coming with William and Brandon and the folks. And I appreciate it. And Greg, thank you very much for being here. We appreciate it very much. Very important. Georgia Republican Party Chairman David Schaefer. David. Hi, David. How we doing, David? Oh, we'll fire you so fast if we don't. Now, David's done a great job, and he works very closely with RNC Chairwoman. This is how we won. We won a great state. We won a great state known as Michigan when she was there, and I said, let's bring her to Washington. Ronna McDaniel. Thank you, Ronna. Thank you. Thank you, Ronna. Over the last 4 years, we've built the greatest political movement in the history of our country. Already, we've achieved more than anyone thought possible, and we're just getting started, and we don't want other people to rip it apart. We must re-elect Kelly and David to keep it going for decades. Our politicians spent trillions and trillions of dollars rebuilding other foreign nations, fighting foreign wars, and defending foreign borders. We want to defend our border, if it's okay. And we're now finally protecting our nation, rebuilding our cities, and we are bringing our jobs, our factories, and our troops back home to the USA where they belong. Thank you. Bringing them home. Not easy to bring them home. I bring them home and they say, well, sir, we got to keep them there, sir. We got to keep spending money. We've got to keep giving money to these countries that can't stand us, that nobody ever heard of. In everything we do, we are putting America first. We ended the war on American energy, and the United States is now the #1 producer of oil and natural gas anywhere on Earth. We achieved the most secure border in U.S. history, and we built our wall, as I said. Very important for you because you're a big military between the equipment we build and VA choice and VA accountability, right? You ever notice the vets? We used to always have on television, you'd have the fake news. There'd always be, well, in that case, it wasn't fake, but for years, you'd always see vets, how badly treated they were, how badly treated. I shouldn't say this because they'll find one somewhere in the country, but you don't see that. You don't see that anymore. You don't see the stories on the evening news about vets that are being treated horribly. And accountability was a big factor. We fired 9,000 horrible people that took advantage of our vets, and they're gone. And now if our vets don't get good service, they go out, they see a doctor, we pay the bill, they get better, they don't wait online for weeks and months. We destroyed 100% of the ISIS caliphate in Iraq and Syria. We killed the leader of ISIS, al-Baghdadi, and we eliminated the world's top terrorist. Soleimani is dead. I withdrew from the last administration's disastrous Iran nuclear deal, and I think they want to start it up again. Can you believe this? I wonder if they'll give them $150 billion. No, they'll give them $250. They were ready to rock. They were ready to do whatever we wanted. Now they're salivating. I recognize the true capital of Israel and opened the American embassy in Jerusalem. And also recognize Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights. Instead of endless war, we are forging peace all over the world. And you know, we have the greatest military ever. We have the greatest equipment, all made in the USA, a lot of it made in Georgia. But you know what? I'm the only one in many, many decades that hasn't started a war. Everyone thought that with my personality, I'd be in war the first week. They were all saying war. And we developed relationships. Let's see how he would do with Kim Jong-un of North Korea. I don't think too well. But whatever happened to that? Remember, I came in, it was going to be war with North Korea. It was going to be war with everybody. No, we built the greatest military in the world, and the better it is, the less likely it is that we're going to have to use it. But everything that we've achieved together is on the line on June 5th. In this election, you can send a message to the fake news media, and there's a lot of them right back there. And they'll find something wrong with this evening. I don't know what it is, but they'll find something wrong. Maybe it was the person that shouted love. They'll say it was a horrible protester. They'll find something, Kelly and David. They're going to find something. They're looking to having a hard time. It's been a love fest. This is a love fest for these two people. But they all want the Silicon Valley censors and the corrupt Democrat political machine. They're partners. You must vote for David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler. Go out and vote. With your help, we are going to continue our mission to save America. We will defend the right to life, religious liberty, free speech, and the right to keep and bear arms. They're going to take your guns away. We will always support the heroes of law enforcement. We will maintain America's unrivaled military might, and we will preserve peace through strength. We will protect Social Security and Medicare, and we will always protect patients with pre-existing conditions. Right? We will stop the radical indoctrination of our students and children and restore patriotic education to our schools. We will teach our children to love our country, honor our history, and always respect our great American flag. And we will live by the words of our national motto, "In God we trust." From Atlanta to Augusta, from Savannah to Columbus, and from Athens to right here. This is a nice place. It's a nice place. Valdosta. We inherit the legacy of generations of American patriots who gave their blood, sweat, and tears to defend our country and our freedom. We stand on the shoulders of American heroes who crossed the oceans, settled the continent, tamed the wilderness, laid down the railroads, raised up the great skyscrapers, won 2 world wars, defeated fascism and communism, and made America into the single greatest nation in the history of the world. And if they get in, and add me into the group if you don't mind, we will be greater than ever before, without question. The best is yet to come. Proud citizens like you help build this country, and together we are taking back our country. Our fight to drain the Washington swamp and reclaim America's destiny has just begun. We will not bend, we will not break, we will not yield. We will never give in, we will never give up, and we will never back down. We will never, ever surrender. Because we are Americans, and our hearts bleed red, white, and blue. We are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. And together with the incredible people of Georgia, we have made America powerful again. They've done it. We have made America wealthy again. We have made America strong again. We have made America proud again. We have made America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, Georgia. Get out and vote. Get out and vote.